Listen up, Earth Angels. Spirit thinks you're an amazing mother, even if you don't have any children. Mm, especially even if you don't have any children. Ooh. We all come from cultures where, they kind of put a lot of pressure on and a lot of value on creating a physical, human, begotten, procreated child to feel whole, complete, successful, as if you've, fulfilled your duty. And they kind of require you to have the evidence of having a physical human child. But to spirit, that's not even the most important thing. Spirit sees how you nurture people. Spirit sees how comfortable people feel when you're around, the safe, nourishing environment and energy that you bring, the love you have for everyone, how you keep everything together for everyone. That makes you an amazing mother. Brilliant. I love that for you. So let's talk about it some more, okay? Um, Hi, my name is Sheba. I'm a transformation specialist, sovereignty coach, and ex lawyer. And I empower women, leaders, and creators to unleash their true selves, walk in purpose as divine disruptors, and create the life of their dreams. Oof. So, mother, yes. Yeah, that just keeps coming to me. Like, the way people come to you for advice, for a little solace, for, like when things are going crazy, when they're having a terrible day, they turn to you. You're the first person they think of. Probably more so than many of these people's actual mothers, their biological mothers. Like with their biological mothers, they're like, I can't really be honest with them. I can't, tell them what's actually going on. It would hurt them and things. So like, they go to you to receive that comfort, to receive that recognition that a mother gives, the mothering that we're looking for. And recently, you've been invited to turn that mothering energy to yourself. You have been prioritizing yourself. You understand that when you nurture yourself, everyone you love is nurtured. It's very Empress Tarot card energy. And so, yeah, like you're actually an amazing mother. You're so nurturing. You know just what everyone needs. You like see who is, feeling left out. You understand if someone needs a kind word or maybe a little tough love, maybe a little advice, a little perspective. You're there to give that to them. You're so warm and you're so like just really good at like seeing, someone who like needs a hug and you give them like a spiritual embrace. Oh, amazing. And this isn't limited to people of the female sex or of the women gender. Your mothering energy transcends the human biological, primary and secondary sex characteristics. It's your energy, it's your aura. It's how you approach situations. You kind of like clock, maybe without even being consciously aware, you clock kind of what the room needs, what everyone in the room will need to feel safe and peaceful and nourished. You encourage people to rest when they need it. You encourage people to, let go of situations. You let people know, like, girl, you're too good for that. Or they can't afford you anymore. Or those people really aren't your friends. Or those people are jealous of you. That's why they're treating you mean. That's the energy you give to your friend group, your family group, probably your coworkers. It probably freaks your coworkers out a little bit. Like they both maybe you have the experience of people venting on you, dumping on you emotionally, because they know you have a listening ear, an empathetic heart, and like you probably get this experience all the time. People you don't even really know will open up to you and be really vulnerable and tell you some really like, intimate, private kind of details about their life. You just give this energy where they feel safe to open up. You give off an energy, an aura that signals to other people that they are safe, they're home, they can relax, they can take their shoes off. So you don't have to be stressed that, you don't have a physical child. In fact, it's kind of even better. Like you're able to, dispense your energy to more people because you're not like concentrating your energy on one physical child that you had to do the labor to separate from your vessel and nurture yourself. You're able to pour all that energy into other people's children. So other people feel safer with you than they do with their own biological mother. Ooh. Maybe their own biological mothers, couldn't even keep themselves safe, let alone their own children. But that's neither here nor there because you are here now to show people what love is, to show people, like what they do and do not deserve. You're going to be like, hey, get out of that relationship. You don't need this person. Whereas sometimes our own biological mothers might not have had that perspective. They might have told you to bear it, to endure it, to tolerate it. And so now you are here to tell people, no, no one can talk to you like that. No one can put their hands on you. No one can push you around. Your safety, your comfort, your pleasure even is paramount. And so one thing that will help other people is like seeing you heal. Like a lot of times mothers, people who are put in caregiver positions, who adopt those caregiver positions, they feel like they have to sacrifice themselves. They have to exhaust themselves. They have to pour from an empty cup. But really that just teaches the child, the person who is receiving the care, that they should abandon themselves for someone else. And so really what they're benefiting from, what they will benefit from, what will really help them grow and keep themselves safe and thriving is to know that it's not only okay to nourish themselves, to so yeah, you're just so you're just so nourishing. It's so beautiful. It's so powerful. And we need to see more of it. Okay. So, you're being called to pour into yourself. You're such an amazing mother, and spirit needs you to treat yourself as the child. Spirit needs you to mother yourself as passionately and fervently as you do other people. Mother yourself like you would have wanted your own mother to mother you. You are always there when you call. You're always there with a beautiful mix of empathy and strategy. You're always there with a wise word of advice or an anecdote that helps people see that there's another possibility. There's a way out. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. And that's what spirit values. Spirit values people who create life. And spirit knows that there's way more ways to create life than simply, the way that any other animal does it. Bing, bang, boom, cream pie, 9 months later, a child. All right. There's lots of way more magical, powerful, impactful ways to create life. The powers that were, taught us, especially women, that, the best, most valid way to use your creativity is to have a child. But that's like a tiny scintilla of your creative power. And they want you to cram it into the kind of smallest, most extractive, physically and emotionally and energetically taxing, way of creating. When actually you can do so much, you can create so much. And when you don't spend all of your energy and finances trying to create a physical human child for yourself to give birth to, or for someone else to give birth to for you, it just opens up all these other possibilities for creation that spirit hasn't seen. Sorry. Spirit has seen, cows and horses and dogs and humans create human life in that way. Spirit would like to see more nurturing and cultivating of life. Spirit seeing a lot of starving humans and a lot of, people who don't feel safe to grow, to thrive. Failure to thrive is a condition that human infants can have. And it's also a thing that human adults can have. And it's, it's crazy because it looks a lot like what the old world rewards. Kind of just this life where you go to work at a job you hate, commute home, stay up for a little bit, doom scrolling, drinking, watching, the game, and then like going to bed and doing it all over again. Like, that is not why you were given opposable thumbs, babe. That's not why you were, made in the image of the limitless creator, so that you could just, be a robot, be a cog in this machine that kind of like crushes children, kind of, is run by pedophiles, it's like, I think we need more people who are going to mother and parent and nurture the children and former children that already exist, not people who are going to bring in more children into the, wage slavery thing that we're all kind of stuck in right now. We're still trying to figure out how to get out of. Don't bring in more kids. Like, Jesus Christ. If you're going to a house party that's full of like run by pedophiles, you don't bring a bunch of children to it, right? I don't know what to do about, the demand for children's flesh, but I know what to do about the supply. Cut it off. Honor, cultivate, nurture the supply of children that we already have, Nurture, parent the former children who, for whatever reason, didn't get their needs met, didn't get their needs attuned to and attended to as they should have, to be able to fully thrive, to fully be in their power. But now you're here, an amazing mother, amazing caregiver. People feel so taken care of when you're around. People love when you come in the room because they just know everything's going to be okay. Earth Angel's here. Earth Angel, I don't know, just like whatever comes up, everyone's glad that you're there. You always make it better. You always, like, I don't know, you know how to handle people. You know how to interact. You know how to make sure everyone's good. It's so beautiful and it's so powerful. Anyway, we love that for you. That's so beautiful. You're really the matriarch of your family. And it's powerful. You're creating this beautiful dynasty of both financial and spiritual wealth. And that is really what your, and I was going to say, I meant to say descendants, but it's actually your ancestors and your descendants. The healing you're doing now, the mothering, the nurturing you're doing for your own inner child, and, you know, the people that you love, that is healing your ancestors and your descendants. And it doesn't mean, like, you know, necessarily your children. It can be your nieces, your cousins, your step something. Ooh, confirmation burp. Anyway, I've delivered the message. I'm getting so good at that. I love when it's like real pure and like, ooh, resounding and brilliant. So anyway, let me know what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you want a personal reading or to work with me one-on-one in other ways, head on over to my website, seelikesheba.com, and let's talk. And yeah, go back and watch some of these episodes because, you know, they work in a oracular way. You can watch them stand alone, but there's also a common divine thread that connects them all and you know, expands upon all of the ones that exist. So check out that beautiful tapestry, okay? Because you're gonna see how I became the woman who went from easily receiving $5,000 every month to effortlessly receiving $100,000 every single month. And that's because I recognize I'm an amazing mother. And I'm my favorite child to mother. I'm my favorite golden child. And I just pour into me all of that nurturing, creative devotion that any amazing mother would. All right, my darlings. Love you so much. And I'll talk to you, Earth Angels, tomorrow, okay? Go over to Billy's channel. He's about to do an episode too. Ooh, so brilliant. All right. Love you. Bye.